I just want to be sure we are good. 1 second. Oh, you know what? Maybe we need to check that way. Hold on 1 second. Oh, no, I think we're good. I think. All right. Love and light, you guys. Welcome in and welcome back. It's funny we're talking welcome back, right? Not necessarily because you've been missing from any of the live streams. I feel like this is loud. Hold on. But you know, maybe, right? Since we're talking about it, um, we are going to talk about certain individuals who are enrolled in school, perhaps re-enrolling in school, okay? Um, and we're going to be talking about love tonight, depending on which pal you pick, all right, or which pal you focus in on, is what perhaps you're going to experience us speaking on. Um, there's kind of a lot to cover. I kind of want to dive into it, and we'll see who all joins us. Um, of course, before we start ringing any bells, okay, I want to make sure there's like a little bit of a cue. Love and light, Fiona, welcome in. Thanks for joining, babe. I hope all is well. Um, and I really appreciate you. So, Pal 1, doing things a little bit differently, you guys. We're going to get some of these other indicators to help individuals understand whether or not their energy is connected or not. All right, pal number 1. Now, this is not everybody's everything, even though it's still a general collective message from one pal to the next. Same deal, you might resonate with some, not all aspects of the pile. All right, take what you can get from it, let the rest sit. Okay, you don't have to walk around carrying everything around and alchemizing everything. Makes sense? All right. If it's not your energy, don't claim it as such. Okay. So pile number 1, we do have to talk a little bit here. High key. All right. Because I see, you know, you might say it like you've been goofing off, or somebody's guide is saying it like you've been goofing off. All right. Feels like a male guide. You've been goofing off. And so what that means with more specifics. Okay. Love and light, Sophie. Welcome in. Is that somebody here, not all right, I really want to make sure I'm not word cursing myself, okay, and also being clear, you guys, this is not for everybody, right? This is just pile number 1. We got 3 piles tonight, okay? But you know, you've been goofing off. Oh my god, the card even says goof off. That is so creepy. Okay, yeah, that tracks though. But see, okay, so long story short, now I gotta get into it. These are oracle cards. These are oracle cards for love relationships. I was guided to the deck. Okay, so I'm not reading the cards the way that, you know, this ain't textbook time, right? Okay, so I get my messages in a myriad of ways, and I'm grateful to say that, not bragging. Okay, I'm just trying to be clear. But look at how the actual card says the words goof off. All right, literally, goof off. That is so funny. So somebody's, I don't know, it's coming across like Italian, like I'm getting like, I don't want to go into that, but yeah, okay, so, right, long story short, you've been goofing off, whoever this is, and somebody's uncle, perhaps. I'm not sure how close you were, perhaps, or not, but somebody's uncle or a male figure connected to family. I'll just put it that way. La Familia, perhaps you might say. All right, anywho. And they could have wore like white t-shirts and like rolled the, I'm seeing like the rolled sleeves a little bit, not ginormously rolled. And it was almost like it wasn't for fashion. It was just like maybe for territory kind of thing. And they smoked cigarettes. Anywho, let me get out of that. Um, so long story short, you've been overdoing the pleasures that this life has to offer, perhaps, right? And it could also be tying into addictions or addictive um, behavior patterns. All right, you gotta watch. It's a fine line. It's a pattern, yeah, but it's also an addiction. You know, you have, maybe somebody has to be honest about that. Okay, whatever that is. And there's so many ways and things to be addicted, you know, or addicted about, right? So who cares what all that is necessarily? I'm not coming for anybody. I'm just saying if you know that to address it, because now here we are talking about, you know, you feeling like a failure. And we got to talk about it as well because your finances are telling the story of someone who feels like a failure. And so we do have to talk about that, okay? Um, and whoever I'm speaking to, you most likely are enrolled in school, okay? Whether this is something recent or just you've been at that, okay? So that's pile number one. Now, pile number two, and not everyone's going to resonate with this, you guys, just the same. I get it. Take only what resonates. I'm not here to confuse you. Um, as I look down and see the intuition card, I feel like somebody is questioning their own intuition because of the amount of failed experiences. This is their perception. I'm not saying there is really much a thing as failure, okay? Because if you're learning, that's the prize, man. Sometimes you can't win at the contest, but you can still get the experience, and therein lies the prize, right? um those that are in any form of job market, you understand the value of being experienced, having experience, right? It means that you are more learned and perceived more often than not, perhaps validly so, you might say, as the stronger or the more elitist aspect of whatever that particular corporation or entity or employer is looking for out of the pot, or out of the net that it casts. Okay. So don't knock the experience. Like, okay, who cares if you got all these stacks of papers that say, okay, you wanted this, and you learned that, if that's as far as what it goes. You know what I mean? You ever see they make shows about it and references to medical shows, right? Even though they're TV dramas, they still make reference to things like nepotism comes to mind. There's many. I'm not saying it's just the medical field, to be clear, right? Uh, but there's many ways that people can have their titles, their credentials, and without certain aspects of that experience, man, they just don't know much yet. They're at the beginning of the beginning, perhaps, of that knowledge. I'd like to say it that way because I don't want to word curse. But, so somebody is licking their wounds, perhaps, here, hopefully, simply and solely proverbially, right? Over some disappointment is really what we're talking about. Love light spoony. Um, disappointment over try again. But what I'm getting at here is uh, you got to tweak some stuff. Otherwise, you're just signing up for operating inside the confines. Hello, confines, restriction of insanity. And the definition, as we all know, for those that don't, for those in the back, okay, is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. So, I mean, like, the way that you're executing the plan, you're being successful at that. It's just the plan is insanity, and we got to change that. Does that make sense? All right. So by insanity, I'm not coming for you and saying, oh, how dare you think that you should ever find another lover or a love ever, right? It's not that. There's something about your approach, your mentality, perhaps lack of growth here. All right, maybe emotionally. All right, and maybe you might want to say also connecting to lack of experience, right? And we're going to change that starting now by changing the ways that we already know, uh, we've tried, and we're still frustrated because we've not been yet met with that aspected timeline where we feel as if we are successful, and it also appears that we are successful at growing connections, having lovers, okay? And I do see there is some issue with overgiving. Some people don't want to be overgiven to. All right. It comes across as pushy. It makes you come across as needy, perhaps thirsty, as they say, or I'm not sure if they actually say simpleton, because I know that means something different than when somebody is simping, okay? And even with simping, aside from, the pimping, as they say, is not easy, okay? you deplete yourself. It's like, okay, how about now? Somebody doesn't even ask for anything and you're just bleeding out, right? It's like you go to the store. Every store you go to, you're getting something and you think, well, it's nice. I would like more people to think of me. Think about yourself more, and it's going to flip around, and you're going to, on the outside of you, eventually, all right, have other people given to you just the same. That's the cheat code. The cheat code was never, I'm going to bleed out and expect everybody to save me while they watch. You're doing that. What are they supposed to do? Interfere? Isn't that also like playing God? Interfering between what somebody's free will choice is? Oh, it's getting a little... Love and light, Jay. So, um, you gotta watch, all right? That's what pile number 2 is about. We're not going to get into the whole thing, all right? Energy strong there, just went into it. Pile number 3, all right? You need balance. You need healing, okay? And it's not me coming for you. It's not me word cursing you. It's me talking about what might seem obvious to you and what you might fear doesn't seem obvious to others. Here's the key, though. Do you want it to seem obvious to others? Because then what? Are they saving you once they notice that you need some help? Sometimes the divine, ask me how I know, allows us to be in environments and situations and circumstances wherein you have to ask for help so that you can learn that you're not all the way alone here and that others can resonate, and that, you weren't meant to do things in all ways in the physical realm, especially all by yourself. Okay, of course we know in the spiritual realm we would never do, we don't even exist, I mean, by ourselves. All right, in the physical realm here, there are many of circumstances that can make it seem like we are alone. All right, but that's not the case. Okay, you just need some balance, a little refreshing and renewal, and we're going to get you that. We're going to straighten that crown. I do see some aspects of twin flame and counterpart slash, I don't want to say that, marriage counterpart, could be part and parcel of some of the stress and worry here. We're going to talk about that, but that's what I do have for pile number 3. Okay. All right. So bear with me, you guys, 1 second. All right. There we go. How y'all like the vibe? I like this. I hope y'all can hear it. I did turn it down. I made this the other, I don't know, my days and nights are running in to themselves. But I'm trying to get us some more vibes on here so it's just not us falling asleep, or me falling asleep. I can't be falling asleep doing a read. How are y'all feeling though? Who else is still with me? Anyone? Hello? 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 I feel like the Grinch on the mountain right now. Ooh, a janitor. Go ahead, Stony. Work it, work it. Losing weight and killing the game. I do what I can day by day, all in stride. Jay. Oh my gosh. All right. It's vibing. All right. Cool, cool, cool. They say practice makes perfect. I don't even know if it's practice. It's just don't give up. And speaking of that, you know what I noticed about, it doesn't really matter any of the names, but like the circus, their ultimate message, especially like through the clowns, which I love so, so much, every time is don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. I love that about the circus. You know, I got to see, I think it was Cirque Italia, but it was like the Water Atlantis one. So they had like water coming down. I got a few visualizers. So you guys, please, when they upload, okay, please check them out. Because that's my way of like sharing with you too. All right. With my schedule right now, I'm just, I'm pushing through to make sure that I show my face, because I see some of y'all dropping off like we don't fuck with each other anymore, and it's just so funny and hilarious. But also, we don't fuck with each other anymore. Get the hell off the channel. That's cool too. Like, you know what I mean? So, either way, right? But I like I'm not able to be on here right now, all the time. But actually, what y'all maybe can't see yet, and bear with me, all right, is that me saying that is a really great thing. Okay, so I don't mind, but I do miss the out of y'all often, all right, and I'm always thinking about you and sending you a love light. I can promise you that much. And that is also why I take video evidence, all right, of how I was thinking of y'all, and that's why also I want y'all to check out the messages, even if they upload and you go, the title is not, please check out the message. All right, there might be something I'm just trying to share. Okay, all right, 1 second. Had to get kombucha too. All right, here we go. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Kombucha. Sometimes I'll take words, you guys, and I go, I wonder if I'm saying that right, and then I'll switch the way that, like, because you can say kombucha, but then I was thinking, wonder if it's like, what if the whole time it's like more like kombucha, kombucha, and I'm just not saying it. And sometimes, depending on the dialect you're trying to speak, it really matters. It's like you could literally say like the same word, but if you do like the inflection a certain way, it's like, whoa, what are you? You get people looking at you. Kind of crazy. All right, so I'm gonna make y'all rock with me through this first pile before I hit the bell, because I want y'all to stay. All right, is that bad? Am I a bad person for that? I'm just being honest, but I want y'all to stay for a second here. So, all right, it's been a while. We don't get to do this too much. Just rock with me. I promise I'm still doing the freebies. Okay, right? Like you can say it like kombucha. I know it's not pronounced that way. I just like, I don't know, neuro spicy shit, right? Neuro spicy goofing around shit. Speaking of goofing, here we go, Goofy. I'm gonna call y'all Goofy, but if you don't resonate with it, then I'm not talking to you. And if you resonate with it, I'm talking to you, but you know I love you anyhow. Like, honestly, I do. All right. So, you guys and Fiona, please remember this time, okay? Because I'm pretty sure you were on a live stream, but Spoonie might know too. And maybe Jay. Y'all remember me talking about Welcome Back Cotter and if they made Welcome Back Cotter cards? Please, somebody in the chat, don't lie, but like, let me know. Does anybody remember that shit? Because I know it's not draining. I know I said that on a live stream. It wasn't recent, you guys. I'm not saying it like it was like last month, 2 months ago. It could have been last year that we were talking about this, quite honestly. Welcome Back Cotter. Fiona, see? I knew you'd remember. Okay. Look. We got him. We got him. We got him. We got him. And that is why the title says about Welcome Back as well. Just an ode to the Welcome Back Cotter show. So isn't that amazing, you guys? We manifested that on a live stream together. We did that. And now before I get into it, okay, I just want to circle back. Remember, we manifested that together. But remember how easy it was. We just talked about it. We were just bullshitting on a live stream. Like, oh yeah, that'd be funny. And then I said, I want, you know me, I want Welcome Back Cotter cards. That'd be funny. Right? And I think there was like a back and forth between me and Fiona at least, right? We're like, oh, like, yeah, that'd be cool, blah, blah, blah. Right? We weren't like standing on top of Mount Olympus going, thus saith I, hereby, welcome back, Cotter. Like, it wasn't a ritualistic thing where we said, you gotta do this and the third, and then the welcome back, Cotter card. Okay. So be mindful what the fuck you're talking about and laughing about and focusing on and saying. Because we now fucked around and found out we can manifest welcome back Cotter cards, which is pretty hella specific. They're not literally like mass produced, like if ever. Okay, just saying. Now do you get it? How do you guys feel about the fact that we did that? That's pretty cool. I feel great about it. I'm like, wait, ain't no way. First, the Welcome to America, which bear with me, you guys. I'm not there yet with all of my decks and shit. Like, I'm not. Like, I miss them too. Like, thank you for bearing with me with the bare bones that we've been working with. Okay. But still, all right, in spite of that, we got the Welcome Back Cotter cards too. Just saying. And you got to get to the point where you go, if we've done it before, it'll happen again. We can do it again. If the divine universe, if God, if Goddess, however you subscribe here, has done it before, the possibility is infinite. It's not like, oh my gosh, see, I had rubbed that lamp about 6 times already. I'm not sure if I can get another miracle, if I could get another wish, if God knows me anymore, if I am a good person. Like, you know, it's not, all right, as restricted as some people or etc. might allow and prefer for you to perceive the situation to be. All right. Um, you have a few episodes on your device. That's cool. So we're going to get into the cards, but I just wanted to be sure that you guys knew how amazing you are, all right, at not only alchemy, but manifestation. All right, they're both very important. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying, like, look at us go. And this is why when we come on here, we celebrate all of our wins, because separately and apart we're winning. If when we are gathering together, we're manifesting together, and not even in an intention. You know, this isn't. We weren't sitting around in a circle trying to drink Kool-Aid or anything. You know what I like? We are that much not small potatoes. Okay, I'm speaking in code. Bear with me, because if I say certain things, it's just gonna. I'm not trying to get flagged. So there's that, and y'all already know what I'm saying. And I feel like if we keep going, and we will, I'm not gonna need all the words that I'm saying now for y'all to get me with even more clarity. All right, as we continue on, that's what I believe. I mean, I don't know what y'all believe, but that's what I believe. Okay. So, you guys, please, if you're coming on to ask me to read for you for free, I don't mind, unless you're not subscribing to the channel and following the rest of the rules, okay? For those that come on and do otherwise, I wouldn't want to pay their karma. It's going to be shitty every time. But you can faffo on that one if you would. Prefer with your own free will, just saying. And that's not even a threat. I get tired of saying it, and people just disregard, like, oh, ha, ha, like I'm some jerk and a joke at the same time. And it's like, no, I'm neither. I'm being very clear and concise and doing my due diligence to make sure I don't have nothing on my hands at the end of the day. So, anywho, pile number 1, all right? You've been doing a little too much, all right, with the goofing around. And I don't know if it's because the channeling, come on now, I gotta filter it. It's almost like this person, if they were outing themselves, is saying, I don't know if it, but it's like, you know how some people go, I don't know, but, and then they just spill their guts, and it's like, that's exactly what it, like, what do you mean you don't know? That's exactly what it is. Why would you? That was one of those. I don't generally do that. So that was the channeling. Hope that makes sense. Anyways, whoever I'm speaking to, you're feeling like you are not grown up yet enough. This could be, you know, clearly an adult I'm speaking to, whether you are in school or not. And the grown-up part really doesn't have anything to do with your class or status in life. It has something to do with perhaps your intellect in a certain subject matter, a career field, or your emotional maturity. Okay, and they're both very different aspects. All right. And I say that because this is still a general collective message. Not everybody's going to resonate with this. And some people are going to resonate with this in certain ways and not others, right? Even though it's the same pile, same message, okay? But I do see if you actually just buckle down and just kind of tell that ego to shut the bleep up, okay? Every now and again, right? Put your coach hat on. It's like, does that even help to say to me right now? We're not saying that to me right now then. We're not listening to me think that then, if that's me. Because you gotta check. Sometimes you can have thoughts projected onto you. And empaths know, right? Psychic mediums know. Intuitives know. You can pick up on thoughts to a T. Oh, so you really just... So I heard the words you said to my face, and then you turn right around and I hear exactly what you thought. And now I see exactly what you thought being said outwardly to Joe in the corner. That's real interesting. Right? And I get it. It can wear on you. This rejection can wear on you. You know, the intuition um, is also something that you feel like is bittersweet. Perhaps I get that, right? It's like literally saving grace that we know that we don't know everything. But then again, what do we do? We turn right around and go, I don't know everything, and try to freak out anyways. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, kind of like pile 3, I believe it was. There is a need for balance here. I do see a lot of aspects of passion and hope for like brighter times, better days, but it ain't going to be through the partying and goofing off. That's what's going to be your downward spiral. That's what's going to get you kind of lumped up and knotted up and delayed with this very much new beginning, which also speaks of divine breakthrough assistance. So at some point, you're goofing to the point where you're fighting off the very assistance that is looking to be afforded unto you. And this could also connect to, since we were talking about finances, your financial assistance. And you really don't want to go down that rabbit hole to see how bleak that can be once that happens, okay? Now, the divine is not here saying, hey, you're just asked out, wanted you to remember that, and you know, hopefully you give up soon. No, because there's still this divine breakthrough assistive energy around you regarding your new beginning, a new chapter, lighter and brighter days and energy, okay? I do see your path up ahead is not necessarily roses and candy, whether this is simply intellectually or for some also emotionally, right? But I do see you gaining a lot of control if you do have aspects of having like an addictive personality. I do see you finding ways to overcome what's necessary to overcome and getting some workarounds involved. This could also include scheduling, right? Time management could be a thing. All right. Um, Let me just see here. I'm being guided to look at the backs of these. So someone here could be having a lot of kids, making a lot of kids, or this could be your future if you are continuing to goof off, as it were, and that gets really expensive at least, right? That's even if everyone's healthy and there's no other extracurriculars, right? Just saying, you guys be mindful. Um, and you know, you need to start showing up for your whatever lectures you're missing. You need to, you know, it's a really slippery slope when you start thinking that you don't need to learn or that you know everything. When you start getting a little too comfortable in certain aspects of even in the realm of knowledge, you guys, even in institutional higher learning, right? And you know, you don't want to get copied, just like anywhere else in life, in love, all right, business, of course, because next thing you know, things get out of hand and it's not as easily fixable, if at all, kind of thing, right? You don't want to learn the hard way. You want to learn, yes. You're not expected to come here and learn the hard way. All right, so it's giving, your guides would say, quote, I'd advise you against it, end quote, kind of thing. Like, just very matter of fact. It is what it is. You don't need to beat yourself up and be all like shame filled and then like delay yourself from actually getting up off the ground all the more faster. Just get up and stop goofing off, and you got this, right? You're too divinely supported to not got this, whatever the this is. If it's a diploma, you know, that you're looking for, if it is overcoming a circumstance that might even take a miracle, connecting to this path, you know, it's giving you got it. Unless you're the one that is just self-sabotaging the whole operation, and then you got that too, whatever all experience that would bring. Just saying. Okay, so that's what I have for Pal 1. I will go ahead and ring the bell once I find it, for our first round of freebies. I do hope that you guys stick around for the other files and get something out of them. All right, I'm not here for me. I'm here for you guys, and all of the messages are free. How about that? Just saying, right? Okay, let's see here. Oh, Love and Light, Sean, I didn't see you sneak in. Love and Light, Oh, oh, I remember bottle feeding kittens that I found in my pappy's barn many, many years ago. Um, One was tiger striped, and we named it Tiggy, and the other one was all black except for like a white spot on the front of her face, and we called her Satin. She was, it looked like she was shiny, very shiny cat, and looked like black satin. And they were so small and helpless. I their mother just left them in my pappy's barn. That's crazy. And it was so hot up in there. I think they might have died. I begged my mom. I said, Mom, you have to go and tell Pappy to get them out, because where they were, all we could do was hear them. Well, I was outside playing in whatever field, and because my pappy had a farm, but it was a small farm. Like he had like he had like a small milk farm, but it was like I'm trying to think, did he have cows? Maybe it was just like a goat farm. He definitely had a bunch of goats, I know that much. And we were like forced to drink goat milk, which I don't prefer. Sorry to anyone that I can't even smell it. Just the smell. I'm so good on that. I've never really been like a milk person. Now my version of milk is Califia. Califia Farms organic coconut milk. Yummy. And that tastes better than any milk I've ever had. Okay? Any milk. But they were so small and helpless, and they would wrap their little paws around the bottle, and so cute. Yeah, I just never, like, if I was gonna drink milk, it was probably gonna be skim just so it wasn't chunky, because I just don't like chunky milk. And even with the coconut milk, I always have this habit of like, I don't even check, like I just automatically shake, automatically shake that shit, because like if it's real, right, it's gonna settle. Like you're gonna get certain separation of aspects of that coconut milk, and I just don't. I'm like, no chunks, please. Like, ugh. All right, so nobody has questions. Cool. We'll move on to pile number 2. Unless I'm missing it. I'm like, help me out, Fiona. Am I missing it? Am I missing questions? Wait, let me see. All right. So I don't see anybody following the rules. All right, here we go. No worries. Pile number 2. This is at 3432. That rhymes. All right. So pile number 2. You're learning a spiritual lesson. I love that about you. Okay. And the spiritual lesson is about, I have to speak in code, wait, hold on, about encounters of the sexual kind. Right? You know how like they say you can't turn certain things into a housewife? Let me stop. Oh Lord. The energy is strong with this one too, and I already have to filter. This is crazy work. Okay. Let me see what else here, because I gotta focus. This energy is... Alright. Some of you are here about somebody, okay, that you're having an issue getting over with because it was unrequited, and on the other person's end, it was strictly sexual. Alright. Now, we could get our panties or boxers in a bunch about that, and validly so to some degree. And I only say to some degree out of love, okay? Because the other side of that is, how loving were you, okay, to yourself before and during and perhaps after placing yourself in that situationship? Can't call it really a real connection, can I? Besides, I'm hearing the body rocking, knocking the boots. All right, so maybe somebody here could be from Chicago. Should I tell them? The 90s could be of some significance. R&B could be of some significance. And of course that Smex, okay? The divine uses what we pay attention to a lot to keep our attention long enough to get us to learn some more stuff besides what we were paying attention to. So again, the spiritual lesson, right? Now, we are also supposed to be doing here, apparently, pile number 2, is learning that you should not dismiss red flags about self as well as others. So that you can't get into victim mode, usually, ever. Which goes like, I didn't know that they didn't want something serious. Okay. Because, well, how, you know, hey, I've been there too. I'll out myself dead ass. Okay. Like, well, so that means you didn't have conversations. That means you didn't approach the subject fully face on, right? You didn't approach the connection, or what you didn't talk about expectations, or you did, and you let your boundaries go. All right, perhaps because of passion. Just saying, it's on the card, right? I'm not trying to make you feel like, you know, you're set up to be a punching bag here. I'm just saying, okay? It happens to the best of us, right? We've all been there, so no worries there. But starting now, you got to understand some of these root causes so you can pluck them out of yourself to the point where you don't allow others that got that same root in you, or I mean around you, in you. Yeah. Yep. That tracks. Damn, I should hop off the live right now. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do it. I'll get the rest of the message. If you don't take heed to that message, whoever is already resonating with this is not for everybody. I'm not coming for anybody here. I don't have names or anything. All right. And you know what is so funny? I did pull the names deck out, so we will definitely take a look at that one. Oh no, let me pause this. I forgot to hit up this deck for pile number 1, you guys. Bear with. Said a word was said. Said a word was said. Pile number 1, really quick. I'm sorry, babies, for those that resonated with pile number 1. I want to get you your message from this deck that everybody else is going to get. That makes sense. Real quick. So you got one card, and it says, resilience is one of the strongest qualities you have. It has gotten you through so many trials and tribulations in the past, like we were talking about, right? And it will continue to do so. Lean on that inner tower of strength anytime that you need it. You've got this. I promise you that's what this card says for pile number 1. All right. So you do have this divine turnaround affordable unto you, unless you believe otherwise, man. And then that's just you doing that. And then don't wonder why everybody's watching you bleed out because you're making us. I mean, unless we're just not looking or not regarding you at all, then it's could even feel even more lonelier. So which of the two? It's like no, fix it. You get up. You got this. Stop goofing off. All right. So that's you guys. Try to remind me at the end of this pile because I don't want to fuck around and forget that. I'm not guided to do the names deck for Pound of Rolling. Y'all know if he was goofing off. Y'all know what you were doing. All right, so back to pile number 2. This energy that you're in, again, I say lovingly, is a little bit distorted. All right. Um, and I'm hearing to say it's connecting to your root chakra. So you may want to definitely do what works for you to cleanse that. Could be sound bowls. Whether you're visiting a metaphysical store. You guys, I do actually wholly believe that it's best if you can be physically present. But I also do know I have had great benefits from vibing out to, even stuff on YouTube here. But I also do know it's almost like, wait, who said there was only 2 sides to every situation? It seems like there's at least 3 points. Just say, because the other thing is sometimes those tones, like the frequencies, the megahertz and shit, depending on who recorded them and on what, they're not actually they're not frequency based accurate. Like they're just not hitting. It's like with pitch. Like you can check, like, okay, are you hitting the actual pitch? Or are you to the left? Because it sounds like you're, or it's like you're almost there, but are you actually crystal clearly there? I'm making up words. Just go with it. You know what I'm saying. What are words? Blah, 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 blah. Because operating in this distorted energy is going to keep you feeling stuck, stagnant, broke, busted, and disgusted with regards to pretty much anything you're looking to do, right? And so when you're in that energy, how are you like making it so people like really understand that you're high value and that you are smecks walking if that's your desire, or that you are just magic, or that you are something to behold, right? Your actual worth, your starseed energy, all of that. Okay, it's like, how would you ever have the Marilyn Monroe effect if you were just walking around stuck, stagnant, just energetically, yes, but also like even in your mental space about self as well as other, right? So, definitely do the maintenance, you guys. Just because you feel good, it's like, oh, I got my root chakracon singing on the mic like always, right? Okay, but there's maintenance to that, right? Like you don't just go, okay, I lost 5 pounds, so I just expect the rest of the 50 to fall off. It's like, what? You have to keep going, keep going. It's a lifestyle choice, right? And that's what's going to bring you to other people that are matching your vibratory frequency. From what I'm seeing here, there is some significance to both French and Greek, perhaps cultures, nationalities, iconic references. All right, so take however that resonates. That's not for everybody here. Um, I do see that there is this masculine energy with the desire to be really wanted by the ladies, kind of thing. That is the expectation of self, even perhaps, right? Maybe you have put in a lot of work, maybe physically. But please don't forget about the inside. If somebody cooked you, what's that beef? What is it? Wagobi, or wagyu? I don't know. Ragu? No, that's pasta. Um, like if somebody cooked like the most expensive steak that you could ever dream up under the sun, right? And delivered it on the most pristine, super clean trash can lid, you might still find a way to be offended or find a way to be, like thrown off. Like, I'm not sure I want to. I see the lid is shiny, sir. I just feel like I don't want to put my fork and knife next to it and start sawing on top of, like it's. it's the delivery, the presentation, okay, that needs a little bit of touch work. And again, it starts with inside of you. It's not just the outside. Like, yeah, the outside you can pretty up, and that's great. Haven't you met somebody hot as fuck until they open their mouth and they say the shittiest, most... It's like, huh? Like, what? Like, you almost literally thought you heard the record scratch. You're like, what? That wasn't what he said, was it? Did he say that? Did he mean to? Am I tripping? Like, you almost hope you're tripping so that he can still be hot, kind of thing. Like, hold on, sir, let me check. And is it me? Right? So, be mindful. Literally, you can't say it enough, okay? And as you do this work, which is really entitled shadow work, and again, for anyone needing to brush up on what the hell that is, check out Christina Lope's channel here on YouTube. Last name spelling Lopes, Christina, Christina. And she's got a whole host of free catalog library content. I'm not an affiliate. I'm just telling you who helped me, okay, to a major degree that I'm still to this day very grateful for her content and her efforts. Definitely thought I was going crazy, and she really just had content that was like, no, ain't no way you're crazy because this, and this, and it's really good to understand, okay? It's easy to understand her. As you do this shadow work, somebody's coming in. But I do see that it's like, it's funny how people can be, right? I say people loosely, right? But it's funny how we can be. Because, you think you want, or you want something. It's like, yes, I am worthy of love. Like, I experienced this earlier today, really. It's like, yeah, no, I know I'm worthy. And then when back's up against the wall and someone is actually pouring into you, you actually have to openly receive. There can't be any accidental, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to, oh, I thought I was, are you good? You okay? Like, because how many times you figure somebody's going to sit there and be like thrashed upon by accident because you've still got these woundings about yourself, okay? So it's really important to do the work so that, because you don't know until you know in the moment when somebody is there in your face going, I'm here purposefully and willingly in your face to pour into you. How are you going to accept that? It's not something we're used to, is it? But you're worthy of it and you've got to receive it. So just like whenever you had to get through some of that dark shit to get to the other side to get to your reward, sometimes you got to go through some of the light stuff too, and understand that that too might be triggering. We talk about our light triggering other people. How is it that we should never expect to experience what it's like to be triggered by the light in others? Okay, because even in that triggering there's some healing. When you realize, okay, I got through that loving experience and I didn't die. And it's sad to say, and I'm laughing because I want to keep my own vibratory frequency high, okay? Because for me, on a personal note, this is something that I personally relate to, but it is sad to say that some of us have been so unloved so often, that when somebody chooses the opposite experience, to project towards us, okay, in a loving manner, right, not in a gaslighting manner, to be clear, right, it can be a little daunting and triggering, and you need to just kind of, it's like with pain, sometimes you have to breathe in with the pain to pass through it to get to the other side where you are in control of it, right? It's like that too with some of the good stuff, because we have to get used to it, okay? But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't. And it doesn't mean that just because it's triggering, or, maybe for 2 seconds you thought something felt bad, right? Because your central nervous system took a hit. Like, oh, are we good? Are we, freaked out? Like, whoa, this seems too good. I'm going to cause a problem. I'm going to do, and you're like, don't do it. And I'm going to do it. Don't do it. I'm going to do, you know, and you got to just keep showing up, all right, until that shit gets worked out. And the divine will always produce environments where you are able to heal, where others in spite of being around, will be able to assist you and not take from your healing experience even. All right. Now, often those people are entitled soulmates, if that makes sense, but not to over glamorize that either. This could be, in business or, other things. But somebody is coming and you're going to freak out. That's what I see. You're going to freak out because it's going to feel risky. It's going to feel like, am I setting myself up for failure? Because again, you have gone through the gambit. Spiritual lesson, I get it, right? Initiation, you might even more aptly state, all right? With other individuals and with your own expectations and mindsets. And some of you have been rejected so often that you get used to that. It's like, what do you mean you didn't reject me? Like, you're thrown off. Like, oh, you're gonna show up for the date? How dare you show up for the date in time? like, whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't get it twisted. This person coming to you is going to be good. All right, they're just going to knock you for a loop in the sense of getting you outside of your comfort zone, not in the physical sense. If that's ever a thing, please remove yourself from the situation immediately, and soulmate or not, close the chapter. Oh my God, okay? But this ends in 10 of Cups, all right? Now, I'm not saying that the people coming here for everybody in the collective is their end game, all right? Maybe they ought not to be. It's okay. I too am working myself out of that mentality. I really very much would love to consider myself as wifey material, right? And I do strive to uphold myself to that standard in the ways that I'm able to, the ways that I personally expect myself to. Um, but at the same time, I'm working on not being so rigid. There's chapters that also have just as much purpose as a husband or a wife, right? And in those chapters you too can also find love, right? You too can also find lessons and rewards, miracles, you might say, right? And I've just been working on my own mentality of just not being so rigid minded. Like, I'm definitely not looking to take away from any of the boundaries that I've worked so hard within myself to place and uphold. It's not that, it's just experiencing in a different way. And that kind of brings me, I think, to some of the energy that I was picking up on, referencing to the definition of insanity a few moments back. Trying something a different way, right? If I remain so rigid minded where it's like, okay, I literally like the old programming, like literally went like, if I don't find somebody that's talking marriage, like I'm literally dating you to marry you, then I'm not going to go out on a date. And now, okay, it's not that I'm trying to go out on dates. I'm just meeting people and making friends and letting it at that. And the thing about me is I can't have friends where I do nothing, right? So it's still very much an investment towards my desired lifestyle. It's an investment in many ways towards myself to do the things that I love to do and am passionate about, because it does put me in the pathways of others that are on that same type of time, on that same vibratory frequency, and often are like-minded and have the same, hobbies and goals, etc. Right? And so therein would lie a lot of soulmate energy, and again, not to over glorify it, soulmates could just be people that, hey, when I go to such and such place, it's a vibe, you know, we don't necessarily know too much about each other. We don't necessarily need to. It's cool. When we come here, we do these things, whether it's a class, whether it is a bar, like Cheers comes to mind, right? Um, but whatever you can passionately get yourselves into, you guys, oftentimes therein lies your special starseed individuals, soulmates, right? Etc. So, you know don't shy away from coming outside of your comfort zone, because often when you're outside of your comfort zone, you're inside of the zone of growth. And that's a very positive thing, and something that you should look forward to, because growth produces fruit, expansion, more money, more experience. And we talked about how valuable experience is just a few moments ago as well. All right. So, one second. I feel like I forgot something. Yeah, work on improving your communication, right? Like, get to what you want to say, yes, but also read the room, right? Like, how do you know that that person communicates? Try to communicate towards them the way that they mentally process things, right? I don't know if there is sometimes an issue with like you know, French and Greek came out. There could be like a cultural difference. Okay, so, you know, some people, you know, I notice some people are not so considerate, and it's not that they don't mean to be. It's like no one took the time to invest in them to teach them how to be and to teach them why. And, you know, a lot of people are, you know, sadly to say this, but the word gratefully is what I'm referencing to the sad aspect and nothing else. Okay, because here's what else I have to say. Gratefully, many people are undiagnosed with certain things that put them on a certain spectrum. Just saying. So there's differences in mental processes. Okay, you don't have to be categorized as any type of individual or class or species, dare I say. But anyways, I digress. So, you know, think of how others need to receive the message. All right. If the message is, hey, you know, you look great, you're going to want to maybe deliver the message, probably not on a trash can lid that goes like, hey, you. I can't whistle. That's me whistling. Hey, honey, sweetie baby. Like, no. Right? That might be scary for the individual walking from back from lunch to their office, right? Like, you know, just saying, okay? So I don't know what you were doing in the past, but there's some aspect of delivery, presentation, and communication that definitely should be worked on, okay? And if you're saying, I don't know how, ask your guides. You can't, you're not, I'm so sorry to tell you, you're not going to come on to anybody's channel, all right, tarot reader, psychic medium or not, and just get all of the answers. Like, why would that be? Well, you're too busy being too much and too alive. And that means you also have your part to play. So you have to have your own relationship, all right, with the unknown, as it were, if that's what you have to say at this point, so that you get to the point where you know you're ultimately talking about source, okay? Whether you subscribe to saying the words, the labels, or not, all right? Source is the ultimate all in all, the creator, all right? And we all connect back to it. I say it lovingly because I'd have to say he, she, or she, he, and then which one came first would be weird, you know, because there's really no sex, and dare I say genitalia, attached to spirit. Does that make sense? Okay. Oh my gosh. Let me shed the fudda and get to pound number 3, I guess. All right. Because I don't see, let me see. We got one person on plus me. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. We got more than one. I'm grateful to say. We got more than one. I'm grateful to say the channel's growing. I'm speaking over it. I hope y'all speak over it too. The channel's growing. You know what is so funny? Saturn is in retrograde energy. Y'all notice karma being handed out? Anybody see that? Oh wait, Wayu? Is that how it's spelled? And Kobe. Maybe I was thinking of, I don't think I was thinking of Kobe. I'm not sure. I'm not really, I don't eat meat like that. So, Spoonie, I didn't ring a bell. We're gonna go into pile 3. Okay. So, hold on. Wagyu. Alright. Hang with me just a little while. We're not even, it's about to turn an hour, right? I appreciate y'all coming on though. I gotta stretch these out, and I want y'all to be in the session with me. because I don't know how often I'm going to be able to come on. Does that make sense? So I'm trying to be greedy with y'all tonight. Don't mind me none. Let's stick around, would you? Okay. And be patient with me. Thank you. All right, so pile number 3, we're going to start 59.49. Okay. That's a lot of new beginning energy if you ask me. And when we talking about second chance, oh my God, really could it be? Oh, cheer up, Mr. Woodman. Us sweat hogs will never leave ya. Okay, so somebody's sad here. Could be guy, girl, what have you. This was such a mixed bag, I recall now. Okay, so pile number 3, bear with. Because some of y'all in this grouping might not even know each other. Like, in the sense of, as to why y'all are in this pile. It was such a mixed bag. So bear with. I gotta verbally slice this pie. And you know how well I've been doing so far tonight, so bear with your girl. Said pal 3 for me, man. Alright. It feels bittersweet to claim this pal, right? I mean, I'm looking at interference. Some of y'all got third-party shit going on. Damn, okay, the music hits a dumb confirmation. Like, okay. Some of y'all, this is regarding your twin flame situation, okay? But this is like a sidecar because I'm not gonna lie. Let me get this. Damn, it's like a 3-parter. Fuck. There could be some significance to Yeshua. You could call him Jesus. Could be some significance to Buddha. Could be some significance to working with the Ascended Masters or studying the Ascended Masters. You could be seeing threes. Threes connect to divine communication, divinity, right? Obviously, as well as creation, okay? And so that is confirmation for someone here that you and this person are co-creating this second chance. But firstly, let me get to this part. Damn, because originally the message was just this, okay, before I pulled the other cards. So let me get to the foundational message here with Mr. Woodman. All right. So this was our Cotter card that we manifested, you guys. All right. And somebody is concerned about somebody leaving for good, right? Somebody's concerned about not getting a second chance, that it doesn't exist, kind of thing. All right, there could be some significance to gut health, gut issues. Could have been recently described as having leaky gut. And really, you know, I'm not a doctor. Don't come for me, don't try it. But at the same time, you got to check into those emotions, buddy. That's what this could be very much a male masculine. All right, doesn't have to be just a male masculine, but because I heard buddy very clearly. Like, could be some significance to the name Al, like Al Albert, or another Al name. Somebody's like name. Somebody's. This is somebody's something because I literally in my nose. Okay, somebody's nickname, regardless of the name, like the longer version is Al. They call him Al. I hear. There could be somebody could work at a factory, like where you make food, or like food products, or factory. You could make plungers, like for the toilet. That's pretty funny. That's cool. All right. So what's going on is right now, again, distorted energy, mental space energy, heart space energy, fears of the unknown, and regrets, I'm hearing to say. And Spirit is saying, could you please and thank you stop? All right. Your crush's album. I said album. Well, somebody's coming out with a new album. I claim it. I said album. Alvin. Oh, gosh. Your best friend's name is... Oh, I'm sorry that you're going to... Ooh, okay. Thanks for letting me know this shit is hitting though, because I'll be wondering. Because you know, I don't really know. I'm like, I don't know, Al. I'm like, is this something good? I'm just saying what I know to say. All right, so in spite of this third-party situation, for those that resonate with this, you're going to get your wish. I'm hearing to say it that way. Again, the co-manifestation here. I'm hearing to say, watch what you are wishing for, in a sense of, don't be in some bitter Betty situation talking about, well, I hope that bitch get blah, 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 right? Like, because that wouldn't be the vibe to even get to your wish fulfillment for anyone that didn't already know the obvious, okay? Because, come on now, right? With harm to none, as they often say in the lighter aspects of spiritual communities, right? That's what it should be, with harm to none. You know, we don't wake up every day going, who can we screw over? You know, even though people can project onto us as if we do, right? It's just not the truth. Okay, so you don't need to do any tit for tat referable to manifestation. You just need to continue to be the blueprint that you already are, to be the inspiration. Ooh, run that back, bro. Run it back. Bars. Bars. Hell yeah. Leading to this divine breakthrough, new beginning. And you know what is so funny about this new beginning? Look at this person with like their ASS out the window and stuff, right? Like, this is something, this is confirmation that whoever is listening to this is something that is not logical. It's not, I know, it's not logical to be like, yeah, this second chance is a thing. Um, and, you know, you might actually feel like in order for it to be a possibility, somebody, whether you or the person on the other side, has to kind of narrowly escape. Well, they do. Matter of fact, they already have. And what I mean by that is, for those that know, and going back to this movie reference, Everything Everywhere All at Once, timelines are just basically like open tabs on your phone, on your device. You can switch around. Okay, do we want to finish this now? Do we want to finish this email? Do we want to finish this game? Do we want to finish this graphic? Are we done editing this? No, we'll just keep this window open until 20 minutes from now after I'm done with this Zoom call. Right? Right. Okay. So stop putting a restriction just because you're fearing. All right. Some of you are fearing. And you know what that does? Causes delay energy. All right. Whether you see that firsthand or not. For those that are here for a twin flame, y'all are so connected you could affect the weather that the other person experiences. All right. The connection is that strong. Just saying. Okay. So be mindful. And for those that are in the divine feminine energy, they're often touted as being the one that energetically creates the vibe towards the full-on ascension, especially for the divine masculine, by what? Being that fucking blueprint. Coming here to get what you came here for, and then some. I say the and then some because just to come in here, aside from the getting what you came to get here, more often than not translates into divine energy owing you assistance. Because you did the damn thing and are doing so much, okay? And you're such a great soul, and you are, just by your existence, shining, alchemizing, transmuting energies, okay? So, all right, you better accept this new beginning, like we talked about. Accepting new things. You know, you got to get used to it. How do you start getting used to it? Well, you've got to start giving unto you. But I need you to know, you guys, firsthand, me speaking like for myself, I noticed that, like, okay, like at the beginning, loving myself, giving unto myself, it definitely had to be like a trained, learned behavior because I wasn't taught. If anything, I was taught like to not love myself so much, to dim my light down, to be quiet, don't be seen, and don't show your intellect, and don't be so this, that, and the third that they could come up with, right? And I mean all kinds of people when I say they, right? And I'm telling you, from progressing from point A to loving, myself till now, right? It got a lot easier. It's more natural. And in a myriad of ways, I actually even enjoy it more. Kind of like, think of like exercise, right? I mean, I'm pouring into myself in more than just that way, to be clear. But I'm just saying, exercise over time, it gets easier. You enjoy it more. You're like, oh, it was a good workout. Day one, you're like, fuck. Right? But after you make it like a lifestyle, you're like, yeah, no. And then that's how like, God forbid you don't make it into the gym a week. Like, your body's really going to be like, bro, like, that's not cool. Like, it's not the vibe anymore, right? But there is a difference beyond that. Whenever you start receiving that love, you'll get strangers that just insist on stopping their cars for you. You will get for you to cross, where before you were so unseen, you're dodging in between bumpers, right? Praying for a breakthrough without a broken leg, kind of thing, right? And same deal with doors, things, services. Well, I understand you're here for this service. I'm going to give you this on top of it. You go for a bargain at the store or at the yard sale. I understand that you're interested in these items, but you like this, so you know what? You could just have it, and you have to. You can't be in the old programming talking about, oh no, 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 and expecting that then they offer one more again for you to then acceptably be able to accept. No, you need to just accept, because weren't you worthy the first time they offered? See, stop with the old programming. Okay, that's that distorted shit that you need to just let burn off you, kind of thing. All right, because that's how you stay out of energies that are distorted, that go like, so and so is going to leave me forever. And some of you, there are some people that are not here for a twin flame. They're not here for an ex-lover of any sorts. They are here regarding family, and there could be some aspect of college, and what I got for you is that your celebratory energies are not behind you, okay? And these people, however it means to say people, it could be children, adults, okay? They could be familial connections, or a grouping of friends, etc., right? There is some significance as soon as November, as well as around holiday time, for you guys working together to be together in a physical way again, and again in a celebratory manner. So this is not the end all be all. Like, you're not just asked out like by yourself. Excuse me, that's somebody. Yeah, you need to cleanse, man. If you are an empty nester, as they say, right? First of all, watch the show, because that's great. You guys, we should manifest empty nest cards. That'd be great. Oh my gosh. Oh, and maybe someone will have Betty White on there. That'd be fun. I'm like, let's keep going with the decks, guys. We can manifest. I have like a whole repertoire lined up behind me. I'm like, look what we did, you guys. But yeah, take heart, okay? I think at this time you need to just do what makes your central nervous system calm down, right? And I'm not making funny. I literally mean, like, you need to look up videos about it. If you say, I got nothing, I don't know what it means about trying to start, okay? And again, Christina Lopes, just saying, okay? Even with regards to that subject matter, you can find content. Lean it on your inner circle, right? And some of you are saying, well, that was the whole point. My inner circle went up and went over and away from me. Okay. Now, what were we saying a few moments ago? You're never alone. Okay. So in the spirit, you always have support, and you really should believe that. My goodness, what kind of life would you lead if you didn't believe in the support that exists for you? To not believe means you're not tapping in. Does that make sense? Like, you guys, when you don't believe that you can do something like lift a weight one more time, you're not going to lift it. Even if you try, I meant, to be clear. I didn't mean you wouldn't try. I meant you're not going to lift it. Okay? Right? So There are rare moments because, you know, there's an exception to just about every rule sometimes. You know why? Because divine is at its sovereign will and exists, and there's nothing we can do about it, right? Right. Okay, so there's that. So I'm not saying always and in always, but for the majority of the part, okay, of the time, for the majority of the time, let me rephrase. If you don't believe, you will not achieve. I mean, it's just literally as simple as that. I know we've all heard it, and it's all. Recently, I've been coming across some of these like old quotes and things, and I go, "Oh my, you know what? It took me like years and years to really understand what that means, and now I understand it so much." You know, but I couldn't value like the sentiment, and that's kind of like why I say, you guys don't expect to come on here, my channel or anyone else's channel, and get all of it. You know, we could say all of it and would you get all of it without integrating with it, without ruminating over it? Right? You couldn't. You'd be half-assing the situation at best. And so you wouldn't be at your peak optimal performance at success in this thing called life, right? Or success in this thing called whatever your subject matter is, all right? You need to focus and live intently and purposefully. Take yourselves seriously enough to do that. Check in with your bodies. Your bodies are literally biotech that can tell you things. They've got sensors, all right? You've got your own version of spidey senses, your intuition. Use it, all right? It should not be, you know, found outside of your orbit. Just saying, okay? All right, so that's what I have for pile number 3. But you know what? I think I even fucked up on the pile 2. I forgot the other card. Look, we're gonna circle back. We're gonna do Empty Nest is such a great show. I do love me some Betty White. I do. I love them all though. I still get a little triggered by Rue McClanahan because I feel like I still to this day like seem like her and I go and it's not that she was ugly. I just think that like she wasn't like the most feminine, and so like I don't know, I'm trying to work on my femininity, y'all, because I don't want to come across as just like straight like in my masculine energy. I really want to work on that balance, you know, and I do enjoy operating out of my masculine energy, don't get it twisted, but there's a time and a place, you know. I want to yin yang my shit more. Loving like country. Oh boy, you came into a conversation. Country. Welcome in though, babe. All right. So we're gonna get for pile number 2, right? Their card is the drum roll, please. Instead of pushing yourself so hard, stop, breathe, and reevaluate. You are doing enough, even if it doesn't feel like it. Don't wear yourself out to the point of exhaustion. It is not worth it. Balance your time more wisely. So you were definitely having a time management issue, all right, as well as an overgiving issue like we talked about, all right? Just saying for pile number 2. And pile number 3. You know what we didn't do for pile number 2? Hold on. I'm being reminded we didn't get the names. Dang. All right. Thank you for the drum roll. Oh, I heard it too. That's what made me look up. That's what made me look up. I heard it. Like, it was weird. That's so funny. Alright. So. Wait, no, wait. Let me just run. Let me do them and then I'll say it. It's easier that way. Fun fact about me, if you ever saw me in public, you know what you'd see me doing most likely, aside from maybe looking confused or disgusted, depending on what's going on in my environment. I would be talking to myself. How funny is that? I talk to spirit so much, I just got comfortable, and I'm like, and I'll be trying to coach myself out of it too. I'm like, girl, don't be, no. But then I'm like, shit, everybody else is walking around with stuff in their ears. And they're all, da, 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 or not even, then they're just all loud with it. I'm like, at least I'm keeping my shit with me in my circle. And then depending on who's around, I'm like, I don't care. I want to look crazy. Don't come my way. We ain't friends. Like, depending on the energy, you know what I'm saying? You do it too, Jay. I'll be like, I'll be standing there, especially if I'm in creative mode. That's when I cannot help it at all, you guys. Like if I'm, cause okay, you guys know the Grinch movie with Jim Carrey, and he goes as the little boy version of, well, it's not Jim Carrey, it's the little boy. Oh, rest in peace. Wait, is that kid? Wait, is that man that just passed? Or am I getting that mixed up with Macaulay Culkin's franchise Home Alone? Let me focus. So the Grinch has the scene where he's like a child in school, and he's like ripping open the junk drawer and like taking trinkets and breaking them, busting them apart, and then making that beautiful angel for Martha Mayhew, right? Yeah, we're all quirky. Isle of Misfit toys, right, you guys? But anyway, if I'm at the store, it does not matter where. It may not matter what kind of, you might be surprised what kind of store your girl be in trying to rip shit apart. Like, nah, see, if I need these findings, I go over here. Oh my God. Like, literally, it's so funny. And I'll talk to like, it's not me just talking to myself, but it's like, sometimes it'll be like my higher self, my guides, design work and stuff. Okay, I got guides in the industry, I'll say it that way, the long story short, right? And I'll be like standing there staring, and all of a sudden I'll pop off with, yeah, because you, no, girl, there ain't no one physically, girl, calm down with it. There is nobody, right? There is nobody, and there is no body right here with you, like, and I can't help it because, and then it's like by the time I realize it, I still got to get the rest of it out, so I just mumble like, eh. Yes, Superstar. Oh my God. Yes, I'm gonna watch. Thank you for reminding me of that. You know what? She just got her star on the Walk of Fame. Um, what's her name? Molly. She sure did. That's so fun. And you know what? I forgot to watch. I was so hoping that she would do the pit thing, like when they go to take her picture for the star, because that would have been so primo. Molly Shannon. So, yeah, Molly Shannon. She just got her. She still looks good too. I really appreciate her craft. She's so funny, that lady. Yeah. I love that lady, and I love wait, hold on. Wait, hold on really quick. Alright, because I don't know her. Wait, I should know her name. Alright. Oh. Wait, let me find her. Wait, hold on. I'm almost there. Oh, come on. Because she's so funny. Where is she? That's not true. Oh, wait, hold on. Um... Okay, is it Rachel Dratch? Wait, let me see if it is. Is it? Yes. Phew. Sorry, it took forever, you guys. I fucking love her. She is so funny. She is so funny. You guys know her? Her face, the way she does her face and shit, she is so funny. Oh my God. And I think that it would be great if Molly Shannon and Rachel Dratch did some shit. Like, that shit would be, oh my God. I don't know. My head might pop off from like the laughter. There, you guys probably know. Wait, let me make sure. Yeah, I think it's called This Movie. This movie is hilarious, and Rachel Dratch is in that shit. Yeah, SNL crew. Hell yeah. I love Will Ferrell too. His SNL. Because he was with, wasn't he with Molly? And because they were like the cheerleaders, wasn't that Will Ferrell? You guys, was that Will Ferrell? Or was that because you know who I love from SNL too, and I don't know his name. It's not Jim Brewer. That's, I love Jim Brewer too, but um, I don't know that Jim Brewer was from SNL though. I think that was Comedy Central. But anyways, the guy that does Stewie, and then there's like the mother. They're like, I don't know if they're supposed to be from Minnesota. She's always like, "Oh, Stewie," and he's like, "Look what I can do! Look what I can do! Look what I can do!" Oh yeah, that's Mad TV. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got that mismatched. Yeah, she did the, she did, right, Sophie? She did the cheerleader with Will. All right, let me finish getting the names here. Hold on. That went all over the place. What do you guys think of the Clayface movie that's going to come out from Marvel Studios, I guess? I didn't even know. I had to find out that Clayface is a character that is from the 70s that's connected to Batman. I didn't even know that. It said yes. All right, so we don't have many cards coming out for the names, so I'm going to go to what I'm guided to. This could be, again, your name, or somebody connected to you, somebody iconic that resonates with you, or the name of the person, name of somebody connected to them, all right, etc. So, Jordan, Sandra, Apple, so it could be Apple products, Paris. Was this the French Greek pal? I'm so confused. We're like all over the place. Taji, or Taji or Tashi, Mercury, JT, Henley, Jr., Pitt, Werner, Barry, Todrick, Tori, Adrian, Bunny, AJ, Nettie, Infinity. Somebody could have an Infinity. Aiden, Joel, Sarah, Nikki, Julissa, Phineas, Mia, Robbie, Jafar, Miracle, Sue, Abed, bottom of the deck, Cody. I read Rain, right, as Ryan, but it was Rain, so Rain or Ryan. Oh yeah, I love Melissa McCarthy. Oh my gosh. You're being Batgirl, that's hot. Okay, let me focus. We've got Barnabas, Destiny, Frank, Neo, Hal, Broderick, Jamarcus, Andrew, Deacon, DJ. All right, so that's what I have for the names, you guys. For that one. Okay, whew, got that out of the way. Sheesh. All right, now let's get your message, pal 3. Okay. Yikes. See, I gotta come on here more because I'm getting all rusty. I said that, but I've been hitting nails all night, right? Let me stop being hard on myself. Sheesh. Okay. Have more faith in yourself. Be proud of how you are navigating every curveball that life throws at you. Is this for me? It's for all of us, I promise. I'm not a glory hog, and we're all sharing in this message. This is for all of us. So let's reread it from the top. Have more faith in yourself. Be proud of how you are navigating every curveball that life throws at you. How you deal with those times shows your true inner resilience. Nothing can break that. That, in and of itself, is an inspiration for others. Keep shining your light. All right. So, you know, I already told you at the beginning that just energetically, I know that it was bittersweet to get to this plow and claim it. Why? Because you haven't been through, you know, roses and candy days and nights. I get that, okay? You've been through stuff. You've made decisions. You've made changes. You've made choices, all right? But they're all culminating this beautiful, prosperous, abundant path for you that is fruit-filled. and to your liking. Okay, so again, it's kind of how we say on this channel, but did you know, right? Because as long as you stay in it, you've won, babe, right? You don't have to really even hope at this. You just have to know at this, all right? It's already done. So whatever that means for you, you understand that you're not with this person or these people, depending on who all you were here for pile number 3 tonight, right? Some people were here for family, others a twin flame, others looking for, you know, a husband or a wife to return, okay? And, you know, just like pile number 2, we had to talk about spiritual lessons. You two are learning, you know. Often when you sign a marriage contract, it's a contract, you know, simultaneously in a spiritual sense as well, right? To do what? Learn and grow each other, right? So to assist each other with learning and growing each other separately and apart too. That's why it's very important not to enter into any kind of serious connection when you don't know yourself and you haven't grown yourself. All right. So long story short, that's what I have for you tonight, you guys. I'm feeling a little tired. I'm not going to ring the bell again, right? But the next time I got you, for anyone that is maybe feeling butthurt about that, definitely nothing personal. And I love you nonetheless, just the same. All right. I hope you guys have a phenomenal night. And please check out the channel messages on the channel. They already exist for you. And you can get something out of them. I appreciate you guys checking them out. And this is where I leave you on the live stream, but not in spirit. I love you guys so, so much. Love and light.